Hello, grade 6 students. This is the continuation of past paper discussion. Hope you can remember we discussed 2024 November end term examination. By any chance, if you have not watched the previous video, please watch the previous video. There you can find the whole paper discussion. So that is for the end term examination November 2024. Today, what I thought to do, I'm planning to do kind of a revision from the question here that what we have itself, right? I'll go to the relevant textbook page and I will show you what to do one by one, right? So this will be sometimes a lengthier one, but I will try my best to quickly do this. So then the first question, it is from the addition. And if you can remember the theory, when you have something like this, you want to keep this in your mind, children. If they have given it as a line, so you want to start from the left hand side. You start from left hand side, right? So then how do you do that? So then that means the left hand side in the sense, so you start from this. 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 3, 13, 13 plus 8, 21. That is how we do, okay? And in the same way, if you have something like this as a column, from where you start from the bottom, right? 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 7, 14, 14 plus 8, 22. So that is the theory they test in question number 1 here, right? So you can see that the next time that they might give you something like this as a line, right? So then you should know that from where you are going to start. You want to start from the left hand side if it is a line, and if it is a column, you start from the bottom of the sum. That means you start from like this, from 5. So then if you go to the question number 2, so then from where they have taken the question number 2, I will show you one by one. So then from where they have taken it, it's like this. If you have a question like this, right? So they have given it as a line. When you have something like this, what you are supposed to do, children, in your working column, you are supposed to write it like this in the vertical format. Then you want to add the columns one by one, starting from the units, right? And let's say you are doing the units first. Still, you are starting 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 7, 18. You write 8 here, the one remainder. Then you go to the second column, that is the tens column. You start from 7 again, 7 plus 8, 15. 15 plus 1, 16. And that remainder 1, that becomes 17. You put 7 here and remainder 1. Then again you move to the next column, that is the 100 column. 9 plus 2, 11. 11 and this remainder 1, that becomes 12, right? You want to show the workings like this, then you write 1278 answer here. So the question number 2, similar to that, okay? Then we will move to the question number 3. It is from the multiplication lesson, right? So then you can see that how they have taken the question from your textbook itself. Now, if you have, let's say, if you can remember, 23 multiplied by 10, you straight away write 23 and 0. If you have 23 multiplied by 100, you write 23 and 2 zeros. And if you multiply 23 by 1000, you write 23 and 3 zeros. That is one theory you should know. But by any chance, if you have 23 multiplied by 20, something like that, what you should do? 23 multiplied by 20. The next step, what I do, 23 multiplied by 2 times 10. What I did, children, I expanded 20, 2 times 10. Then easily I can multiply 23 by 2, no? It is 46, right? Then I have to multiply that 46 by 10. Easily I can write the answer 460. Right? If you come across with this kind of question, 900, 200, 300, 20, 40, then 50, something like that. Always you want to expand it. Here, let's say that they have given something like this. I will show you that here 23, let's say you want to multiply by 500. How you are going to do this? 23 multiply by 5 and 100. So then easily you can do this now. You come to the working column and you multiply this by 5. It gives me 115. Right? So then here you write 115. Then the next step will be 115 you multiply by 100. Now it is easier. No? You write 115 and add 2 zeros. Whenever you see something like this is what they are expecting. You want to expand that whatever the number you have with zeros. It can be anything. So it can be sometimes, let's say you have 23 multiplied by 80. What you are supposed to do? 23 multiply by 8 multiply by 10. Then you go to the working column and you do something like this, right? You get the answer something like this. 8 times 3, 24. 8 times 2, 16 plus 2, 18. Then you write here, so this is 184. Then simply you have that 184 multiplied by 10 and it gives you the answer 1840. Hope it is clear. So this is what they expect you to write. And then the next one you have from the BODMAS, that means the mix operation, right? So then we will see that how you can write the mix operation. It's like this. Now you just see, I will show you a few examples. When you have something like this, always you give your priority for multiplication and division, right? You have 4 math operation basically, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. You give the priority for the multiplication and division first. Okay, so then here first you multiply 2 and 4, it gives you the answer 8. Then you multiply 3 and 6, it gives you the answer 18. Then you add this 8 and 18, right? We will move to the next one. You just see this question. You have addition, multiplication, subtraction, division. What we do? We do the multiplication first. 3 times 6, 18. And then we do the division. Here that sometimes that we can first do the division and do the multiplication later. So that is the correct order. But if you can find the division and multiplication like this, that the kind of a distance places, you can separately do it. You can do the multiplication separately and the division separately. 8 divided by 2, 4. So then what are the numbers you have? You have 2 plus 18 minus 4. 2 plus 18, what is the answer? It is 20. From 20 you deduct 4, it gives you the answer 16, right? So that is how you do. Let's say you have something like this. I will write here and do because it is not clear. So then you have 5 minus 10, 5 minus 10 times 2 divided by 5 plus 3. Now you just see, I told you first we get the division, then we get the multiplication, then addition and subtraction. According to this order, children, we want to first get the division. But you just see what I have, 2 divided by 5. When I divide 2 by 5, it gives me a decimal answer. It doesn't give me a whole number. Therefore, without doing division first, I move to multiplication. 10 times 2, it is 20. That 20 I can divide by 5 and it gives me the answer 4. Now I can rewrite 5 minus 4 plus 3. 5 minus 4, 1. 1 plus 3, it is 4. Hope it is clear. That is how you get the answer 4, right? So that is all about this. So then you want to express 20 as a product of two factors. I will explain this. So this here you get the answer in two different ways. First, they will ask, write the factors of 12, right? Let's say factors of 12. This is one question. If so, what you do, you first find the factors 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. You find the factors of 12 like this. Then you write here, you want to write the factors of 12. You put the equation mark, open the curly bracket, and you write 1 comma, 2 comma, 3 comma, 4, 6, 12. You write all the factors of 12, right? Sometimes they will ask you to write the prime factors of 12, right? Prime factors of 12. In that case, what you write, Putta, we write only 2 and 3 because all the other factors are not prime numbers. Out of this list, you can see only 2 and 3 are the prime numbers. Be careful, read the question carefully. Sometimes they will ask you to just write the factors of 12. In that case, you draw this tree diagram and write down the factors inside the curly bracket with commas. By any chance, if they have asked you to write the prime factors of 12, again you draw the tree diagram, and then out of these, you select the prime numbers, and inside the curly brackets, you write 2 and 3, right? So then another way they will ask you to write this. So they will ask you to write 12 as a product, right? 12 as a product of its factors, right? So then how do you write something like this, 12? You just write 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. This is the tree. But they have asked you to write it as a product. No, you write 1 times 12 is equal to 12. Then 2 times 6, it is equal to 12. And 3 times 4, it is equal to 12. Am I clear? Right? So then you are showing it like this because you want to write 12 as a product of its factors. By any chance, the next question type they will ask, write 12 as a product of its prime factors, right? This is another question type, prime factors. How do you write this? You find the product. You start dividing because by now you know what are the prime factors, 2 and 3. No? So what you do, you divide this by 2, it gives you 6. Again, you divide this by 2, it gives me 3. You divide this by 3, it gives me 1. Then you write 2 times 3 equal to 12. Or else you can write 2 to the power 2 times 3 equal to 12. Now you just see, children, by any chance, if the question, it says that write 12 as a product of its factors, different students might write different things, right? So maybe that the one child might write 1 times 12 and 2 times 6, 3 times 4, or that you can write all 3. But if you want to write 12 as a product of its prime factors, all of you have to write one answer, that is 2 times 2 times 3. That's it, right? So that is the knowledge they test in this question. Here they have asked you to write 20 as a product of two factors, giving all the possibilities. In that case, you want to write everything, all the possibilities. But if they just ask you want to write 12 as a product of its factors, you can write one of them. No need to write all 3. But if they have asked you to write all the possibilities, then you want to show all these 3. Okay? Then we will move to the next one. Express 36 in prime factors like this. Here that I would like to add one more thing. If need, you can write 2 to the power of 2 and 3 to the power of 3. sorry, 3 to the power of 2. Right? Then the next thing you should know, right? So then the next thing you should know, I will move to the from where when we are going through this, you will understand they have taken everything from the textbook itself. Right? So then you don't want to do this book, that I know that some parents, they are trying to do this book, that book, and this paper, that paper. No. You practice this textbook and all the box examples, all the sums, that's more than enough, right? No need to buy additional book, no need to have additional, the tudes or the model papers, model questions, no. You have enough questions here that they have explained the theory in a very basic level that you can do everything like this, right? So then I will move to the next question type you have. Look at this. You want to write that June there were 23 sunny days. What fraction of June was sunny? There are 30 days in June. Then the sunny days, you have out of 30 days, you have 23. Here that you have that the same thing, 30 days, 23 days. So then you don't want to worry. But if you have something like this, right, that you just see, write 10 minutes as a fraction of 1 hour, right? You want to write 10 minutes as a fraction of 1 hour. Now you can see you can't do anything because the numerator, it represents 1 unit, and the denominator, it represents another unit. So then what is the best practice to do? You convert hours into minutes. 1 hour, we know it is equal to 60 minutes. Now both of them are in minutes. You can cancel the 6 minutes and minutes. Now you have 10 over 60, right? So then how do you simplify this? So then you write, that is 1 over 6. Write 10 minutes as a fraction. So then here it is 10 over 60 of 1 hour, right? So something like that. If the unit is different, you want that. Here I will take this example. Look at this. 90 pence, you want to write as a fraction of 5 pounds. These are not matching. So then I know 1 pound is equal to 100 pence, and 5 pence, it is equal to 500 pence, right? So give me a second. I want to charge. Now what happened? It was plug. Oh, it is not working. Okay, now it is okay. Right? So then I can write 90 pence over 500 pence. Pence and pence I can cancel. This 0 and this 0 I can cancel. Now I have 9 over 50. Right? So that is this question. So then we will move to the next one, the equivalent fractions. Right? I will show you one by one that how they have taken everything. So then everything from the textbook itself, right? Yeah. So this is the equivalent fraction. Whenever you have that equivalent fraction, let's say you have 1 over 2, you multiply this by the same number, right? That 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4. And then I can multiply both of them by 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. So therefore, 1 over 2, 2 over 4, and 3 over 6 are equivalent fraction, right? Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions. Okay. So that is the knowledge they test here. But here it is a little bit tricky because when they are giving, I will show you in the exercise, you have that. Look at this. This is what they are testing. This time that times 2. So then you want to multiply 9 also by 2. It gives you 80. Here that you multiply this by 100. So you do the same thing to the numerator, this becomes 300. Okay. Okay, so now look at this. Write each of the following fraction in equivalent form with denominator 45. Now, if they have given 2 over 15, and if you want to convert the denominator into 45, so you see how you can get this. 15 you multiply by 3, it gives you 45. Therefore, you want to multiply the numerator also by 3 and it gives you like this. And if you want to get that the 1 over 5 and the denominator 45, how we are going to do that? 5 times 9. So you do the same thing here, that becomes 9. Right? So then look at this one. Here they are saying that you want to have the numerator 12. 1 over 6, you want to have that like this. So then how do you do this? Numerator 12 times 12, you do the same thing, that becomes 72. 6 times 12. Now here look at this, you have something like this, 2 over 3. If you convert this into 12, how do you do that? 2 times 6 and 3 times 6, 18. Right? 12 over 18. Then the next one, this is very easy when you are adding or subtracting the fractions. How do you do that, children? We just write that we draw the longer line and we write the common denominator and add only the numerators. But if you have something like this, what you're supposed to do, let's say you have 1 over 2 and 1 over 3. Now you can't add them easily because they are having different denominators. When we are having different denominators, we learned a concept called lowest common multiple, 2 and 3. What is the lowest common multiple or the LCM, children? It is 6. So then what I do, because I want to find a common denominator now, I write 6 and 6. Now 2 I have converted to 6. How? 2 multiplied by 3. Therefore, I want to multiply 1 also by 3 and it gives you like this. Then 3 I have converted to 6. How? 3 you multiply by 2. If so, I want to do the same thing to the numerator, 2 times 1, 2. Now I can easily do this because I have the same denominator. I draw the longer line and write 6. Then I add 3 and 2. It gives me 5 over 6. Right? You can do the same thing when you are having the subtraction too. Okay, so then the next lesson, the next question, it is again from fraction. Yeah. This is the lesson they have taken. No, it is from the angles. Revolution from this lesson. See, this is how you want to understand the revolution. If you start from 12, right, and then you go like this clockwise and come back to 12, so that means that the one complete turn, it is a revolution, right? It's a full revolution. You start from 12 and go clockwise and come back to 12, that you complete a turn, right? So that we call a revolution, right? So then if you go like this from 12, it starts from 12 and it goes to 3, that means it is the quarter of the revolution, right? So then let's say that they have started from 3 and they have gone up to 12. So it is 3/4. You can see that it is 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Right? And I will tell you one thing if they give you a kind of a harder question. Now you know that here the whole thing it is 12. No? So this is 12, this is 6, and this is 3, and 9, and 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. This is how it works now, right? Now you just see that how do you get this, that the one part, right? That we know it is what? Now that here you have 12. The one revolution, the full turn, right? Full circle or the full turn. It is a revolution, right? One revolution. That means what? The 12 gaps, right? The 12 gaps, it is one revolution. Okay. If you go one gap, what it is? It is 1 over 12 revolution. If need, you can copy down this in your theory book. This is something you want to understand. Let's say the question, it says the 4 to 8, right? It goes 4 to 8. From 4 to 8. Now you just see from 4 to 8, how many gaps we do have, children? You just see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 8, you write that you have 4 gaps. If you have 1 gap, it is 1 over 12. If you have 4 gaps, you want to multiply that by 4. No? What it is? 4 over 12 revolution. But you can simplify this. How? 4 times 1, 4 times 3, that 1/3 of revolution it is. So then here 1/3. Can you see how they have taken it? They have not shown you that how it was, but this is how you want to get it. Always you want to understand the full circle is one revolution. In one circle or one turn, how many gaps we do have? We do have 12 gaps, right? So then the one gap will be equal to 1 over 12. Then when you get the question, so in the exam, that on the exam day, what you can do, you just draw the clock like this. And then what they are telling you, quickly draw. That let's say that they are saying that you are moving from 3 to 9, let's say. Okay, 3 to 9. What you are supposed to do, you start from 3, you mark 3 and 9 and count how many gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we'll see what happened, right? So then we have 3 to 9. 3 to 9. How many gaps I have? 6 gaps I have. I know one gap is 1 over 12. If I have 6 gaps, I want to multiply by 6 now. So that gives me 6 over 12 revolution, right? 6 over 12 revolution. I can simplify this. How? 6 times 1 and 6 times 2 revolution, right? That means half the revolution. That here when you see that, you know that. But I wanted to show you and generalize that when you have any number, what you want to do, you draw the clock like this and you just see that from where to where you go, 3 to 9. See how many gaps you have. And one gap is equal to 1 over 12 revolution. If you have 6 gaps, definitely you want to multiply by 6. And there can be sometimes something like this. Let's say you have 3 to 8, right? So look at this carefully. 3 to 8. You have, let's say, 3 to 8. Now, how many gaps we do have, children? That let's say you have 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many gaps you have here? 5 gaps. So then you write 5 gaps equal to 1 over 12 times 5. So then how do you write the answer? 5 over 12 revolution. Can I simplify this? No, I can't. You just keep it like this. 5 over 12 revolution, right? So 5/2 is anything. It can be that it doesn't want to have always that is something which you can simplify. You will get something like this. Only thing, you identify that what they are talking, you just mark it on your clock, what you are drawing on the exam day, and you just see how many gaps you have in between, right? This is what they are checking here, right? Okay, so then the next one, always you want to keep this in your mind. If you have just two lines like this, can you see any relationship here, children? No, you can't, right? You don't know that the relationship between these two lines, they are just two lines, right? You don't know that. So, but if I draw the same two lines like this, that they are connecting each other, now can you see the relationship? Yes, I can see. Let's say here it is that the no, I can't mark it like that. Otherwise, it will be confusing. You just see somehow it connects like this, and that this one we call the vertex, this point, connecting point. And now we are not saying them the lines, we call them now arms. And the space between these, we call them angle, right? Two lines get together, they meet each other. That particular point we call the vertex. The distance between those 2 points we call the angle. The way they connect, sometimes they will connect exactly like this, that we call the right angle. If you measure this using a protractor, you get exactly 90 degrees. But sometimes we come across with situation where that they meet each other less than 90. That we call the acute angle. And sometimes they will connect with more than that. They will connect more than that. So this is the 90-degree thing, right? So it's more than that we call the obtuse angle. And if you have something like this, they connect like this, what happened now? So they connect like this, you have two right angles that we call the straight angle. 180, 90 and 90, 180. And if you come across with the situation where which it go beyond that this is the 180 level and it go beyond that, in that case we call these kind of things reflex angle. This is what they are checking here. Okay, then we will move to that. We want to recall few geometry theory, that if you have something like this, two angles, let's say A and B, right? And if you add this A and B together, it is add up to 180. The rule we call the angles on the straight line add up to 180. But don't expect that always have two triangles. Let's say that you have something like this, A, B, C, D. Still, that the same thing. You add A, B, C, D all together, it gives you 180. Okay. Then we will move to the next one. If you have something like this, around this point, I have that few angles, A, B, C, D, E. When you add everything together, A plus B plus C plus D plus E, so all of them will add up to 360. This is another thing you should know. And the next rule you should know, that if you have the two lines cross like this, that if you have A, B, C, D, four angles, you should know this A and C should be equal to each other. A and C equal to each other. And this D and B equal to each other. What we call them? Vertically opposite angle. Vertically opposite angles. Okay. And the other thing you should know, if you have a triangle, right? In a triangle that we have three sides, three sides and three angles, A, B, C. If you add A and B and C, it is add up to 180. So those are the theory content they are checking here, right? So then these are the things that if you don't know that the missing thing, first you write everything like this. B plus, 42 plus, 82, that I will show you exactly how you can learn this in the textbook. See, the same thing. Now you can see that you have learned same thing, children. You don't get anything like this. The same thing you get. I will show you something related to the next question. See that if you have something like this, you have this reflex angle and 40, they should add up to 360 because angles at a point add up to 360 and you get this p value. This is how you do it. Okay. And vertically opposite angle, see. And then here, if you have something like this, the t should be 35 because they are equal. And how about the next one? 180 minus 35, right? And then these are supplementary angles. Angles on the straight line add up to 180. And then you want to write this thing. Angles at a point add up to 360. We will see that we will be having it separately. See, angles something like this. Yeah, so then we will move to the next one, the triangles. Yeah, so it is in the next lesson, the chapter 11. See, the same thing. They have given the angle 57 and 42. So then they have given something else here. You want to find the missing one like this. Then you write it like this because you know the angle A, angle B, angle C will add up to this. This is how you do. Okay, children. So then everything now you can understand that I discuss only the part 1. I wanted to show you before the exam, you don't want to do anything, that you just go through the textbook and look at the example. Why I am naming them as box example, that always you can see that these examples are inside a box. You just go through it. They have explained it nicely. So that is what you can do just before the exam. You go through the theory notes you had with me. And then apart from that, you can go through like this. Okay, children. So then I don't think we will be able to meet again before your exam. So then the December 1st onwards, again, you will be getting your usual lessons daily. Sorry about the delays and all the missing lessons because you know that I moved to another country. It was kind of a challenge to settle down and it was a new experience and a lot of things. But a lot of things went around me. So then it was kind of a challenge. Apologize for not submitting the videos on time, but December 1st onwards, again, you will be getting your usual lessons. Okay, children, we'll meet again from 1st of December onwards. Till then, stay safe. Do your exams well. Good luck. Bye.